Changes to the Constitution have been made to allow the general election to be held amid the COVID-19 pandemic. For instance, potential candidates will be allowed to file their papers through a proxy instead of in person if they are in ill health or serving a quarantine order or stay-home notice. Other measures are also in place to strike a balance between the right to vote and mitigating public health risks. Gwyneth Teo with more.
Ordinarily, voters in Singapore will go to a polling station in the electoral division they live in. But measures to stop the spread of COVID-19 may change the way some vote. For instance, Singaporean travellers returning from abroad have to be housed in government-designated facilities. Should the country go to the polls during the pandemic, these Singaporeans may end up voting outside of their constituencies at special polling stations. However, the law says such stations will be set up only if 2 or more voters from the same constituency are staying at the same facility. This is to maintain voter secrecy.
It could be pointed out that maybe there are not so many significant differences between an overseas polling centre and a special polling centre. But the consideration is a situation in which, because you have one voter from only one particular constituency casting his vote at a special polling centre, and so it is considerably much easier, to trace, that particular ballot. In light of the fact that there will be election agents, who will be able to witness who are the voters, whereas in an overseas polling centre, you will not have election agents.
The Elections Department said there were fewer than 1,000 voters serving stay-home notices in designated facilities in May. The number will likely go down since stringent global travel restrictions are still in place. Associate Professor Tan points out that the law also serves the purpose of protecting the right to vote, with conditions in place to make it easier to restore names to the electoral roll for those who didn't vote. Those who are unwell need not produce a medical certificate to restore one's name to the roll for the next election. That said, Associate Professor Tan doesn't think voter turnout will drop as a result of this.
My sense is that, I think so long as, we don't see anything in excess of a dip of more than 5%, that I think we are still within the ballpark of having, a strong voter turnout. In fact, I don't expect the voter turnout to dip, even anywhere close to 5%. I don't think Singaporeans are going to say, well, let me sit out this election and just enjoy the public holiday. This upcoming general election, is an important one because of the issues that are on the table, issues, that have been unleashed as a result of the COVID-19 global pandemic, particularly the economic repercussions and what it means for Singapore in a post-COVID world. Singaporeans, I believe, will recognize, the importance of this election, just as they do, for all past elections.